What's up? How's it going? Hey, long time no see. It's been like at least a week. It's good to see you back. Well, I got a new blog up. It's with 5-second summer photos. We're going to go over some of them, but scope the blog, watch the video, take in the content. We're going to do this together. Anyway, today's topic of discussion is how much editing should I use in my live photos? And I don't know. It's really up to you. But I kind of want to show you the range and the options and the reasoning behind it. So my thought process is, well, what's your goal as a photographer? You probably want to tell a story. That's what I want to do. There's something happening before your photo, something happening after the photo, and then there's the photo in the middle, and you're capturing this moment in time to tell a story. So that's what we're doing. That is my goal, and I want the viewer to look at my image, see that story, and go right to it. I don't want anything in the way, so I edit out distractions. That's how I edit. You can edit how you want. Just think to yourself, what's your goal as a photographer, and what are you trying to show? Anyway, people always ask me, how much editing should I use in my photos? How much editing do you use in your photos? Well, I'm going to show you. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 images here from a 5 Seconds of Summer show I shot recently in Los Angeles, California at the Forum. Thank you to Ryan Fleming and Andy DeLuca for having me out. They are the media people for 5 Seconds of Summer. I appreciated you having me shoot. It was fun. I've never shot the artist before. They're great dudes. Fun show to photograph. Thank you for having me. Let's get to the edits. Okay, so we're going into Lightroom. And 3, 2, 1, enter Lightroom. All right, we're here. Sweet. Welcome. Cool. Lightroom. So what we've got here, we've got 8 images. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. These are all straight from camera. Nothing has been done to them, all right? And this is how I edit. I always look at the image first. I'm like, okay, what is my goal? What do I want for this image? What is getting in the way of my storytelling goal? I want these distractions out of that image, and we'll do it. And, you know, this image is definitely blurry. It's in focus, but it's got some motion blur to it, and I love it. Some people don't like it. I like it, though, so I'm keeping it. But anyway, I get rid of little distractions that I don't like in the image. So that's what I'm editing out here, and, you know, or failing to edit out here, whatever it is. We'll just leave that one in because it was more complicated. But really, that's pretty much what I'm going to do. And then from there, I go through and I check, you know, I want some contrast. I bring the highlights down a little bit because I want this little spotlight to show more. And then let's bring out the blacks a little bit because I want to show a little bit what's getting lost. And let's crop it because this bottom stuff's kind of annoying. And I love the wide view because it kind of gives this cinematic feel, right? It looks like a movie. It's super wide. And then this is a confetti cannon or a streamer cannon. Streamers, actually, I think. Whatever it is, it's got to go. You're out of here, boy. I love the blues in this. It could go black and white. We could switch it, but I love the blues because they're so cool and relaxing. So I'm going to keep them. I will bring the blacks back down. And one thing I talk about is you don't want to edit so people know what you're doing. Like, you don't want to just get crazy with these sliders because then people can see it and then it distracts from the story. You know, you don't want to distract from it. You want to just kind of let people see it and enhance what's already there. So don't mess with your lines too much. Like, I will do that, and then I love the shadows and highlights. So probably bring this up right here. Just bring this color up. Switch it to maybe like a teal or something. I don't know. I just play around with stuff till I like it. And the thing is, you know, there's presets for Lightroom. That's great. It's a good learning tool. But really, once you learn everything, there's nothing a preset can do that you can't do on your own. Once you learn what all these tools do, which I should probably do myself, there's nothing that preset can't do. Okay, so we've got the before and after. Not too much of a difference, but I like it. I like it a lot. Next photo. All right, goal for this image. Oh, I forgot to turn off my messaging. Let's turn off the audio. All right, there we go. Goal for this image is I want to bring out this guy on the left because he's the focus. And I want these guys to drop into the background. So we're going to take this radiant tool, and we're going to grab this circular tool, and we're going to bring up the exposure a little bit. We're going to invert it so it does the area, and we're going to, ooh, look at that. He's brighter. Let's frickin' go. And then we're going to do one more, but we're going to do the opposite of it, right? So we're going to do another one, put it right here, but instead we're going to make it darker, and we're going to put it on the outside. So everything else gets a little darker, but maybe we'll bring down the highlights. So you don't want to, there we go. And now watch, this is the before, and this is the after. You can already see the focus swapped, right? So it's now you can see the guy in the bottom left more than the right. That's what we're going for. Now let's mess with the image. We've got the story picked out. We want the viewer to, I want to bring this down a tiny bit because, you know, I'm a sucker for that. And then color, you know, color's not really doing it for me in here. I'm going to talk a little louder because there's a siren. Color's not doing it for me. Let's go black and white. In black and white, even when you're editing in black and white, it still uses the color channels. So you can see, if we go back to color here, where the blues are and such. So if you bring the blues up after switching to black and white, it's still going to affect those areas. Got it? Yellow was his guitar, right? Something? Yeah. And if you ever can't remember, it's fine. They've got this little thing here. You just click it, pick, and slide. But I honestly like that. Mess with the curves a little bit. All right, curves. Bring this up. Bring this up. Perfect. I like that. And they're a rock band. So when I think about an artist I'm photographing, I always think about what kind of band are they and what story are they already trying to tell, and how can I help them continue to tell that while building in my own kind of twist on it. Like they hired me for a reason, because they like my style, and I want to make sure I can build my own twist in there, because otherwise why get me? All right, next image. Goal for this image. Let's see. Well, it's a little distracting. I don't know if the color's doing it for me on this one, but I am going to bring the crop down because I want the focus to be on this guy, and he's getting a little lost. And if every time you can get an image of a drummer, get it, because it is hard. They are usually way back there. And luckily for this show, he was up in front because the band playing after them kind of had them put their drums in front, so I was able to get closer. I also had a nice lens. I had a Sigma 105 millimeter. Oh, it's a beautiful lens, so I could get this nice shot in here and separate him even from his drum. Look at that depth. Yeah, and he's pretty in focus, pretty sharp. But I'm going to go black and white right off the bat here, because I just don't really like what's going on with the color in there. And let's bring up the exposure a tiny bit, contrast a little bit, and then we're going to mess with the colors again. I think over here is too dark. Or too bright. Let's make it a little darker. And then up here needs to be a little bit darker. And just those simple changes, we go from this to this. And I guess we could go on color on this one, but it's just not adding to the photo to me. And to me, if something's not adding, it's probably taking away. So I like black and white, because then you can see the lines so much better. Cool. Next shot. Ooh, I do like the color on this one. Look at that beautiful blue. We can bring that out. Exposure up. Let's get rid of this little guy right here. We don't need that. We don't need this little red thing either. We don't need this. We got to keep everything else. Oh, do we get rid of that? Do we get rid of that? I think we do. Let's try it. Oh, yeah. Easy correction, and look at the levels of improvement. And what we're going to do is we're going to make the image darker, and then we're going to make it brighter by bringing up the whites. And what that's going to do is it's going to take the whites and make them brighter, just like that. Maybe bright's the wrong term. I don't know. I'm not officially trained in Lightroom, so don't judge my lingo. But, oh, I like that. The blues are great, but, ooh, we've got like a nice classic kind of look right here. And again, it's just a lot of taste. Like, what's your taste? What do you like? How do you want it to look? Just play around with the sliders till you get it. When you have an issue, figure out how to solve it. So for me right now, the issue is this stuff is a little bit, I want it to have a little more, call it like some deep tones. Well, I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to bring this down. Bring this up. Yeah, there we go. And now the white's just a little bit too bright over here. So we're going to do this. Another one of these. We're going to bring it down a little bit. Perfect. And that'll help. And I do like that. I don't know if I like this yellow. We can play with the luminance levels of this stuff. So let's bring this up. Perfect. And then in the shadows, there's a lot of yellow in the highlights right now. Let's see if we can switch it to something a little bit better. Let's do some blues. Perfect. So this is the before and this is the after right now, and I do like this. I do like this. I'm going to spin it a tiny bit, and usually I wouldn't cut off feet, but dude, sometimes it just works. The rules, they're there to suggest things, and you got to know when to break them. We broke them right here. We're breaking a lot of rules, but I like how this looks, so we're going to go with it. All right, next one. Oh, this is going black and white because the blue is cool. All right, we'll do it in color, and then I'll show you how it looks. Blue is cool, but it's just meh. It's just whatever. Black and white, pop, bam, love it. Let's go. Look at it. It just pops so much more. And again, I'm going to make this image just a little bit. Up here is just a little too bright, so let's bring this down. I do like it, but it's just a little too bright. Just the highlights down. There we go. Just a little bit, and then we'll crop it like this. Perfect. Before, after. Well, of course, there's a crop change too, but it doesn't show that, but got it. Next one. Again, classic rock band. It's okay that, like, I mean, they're like a rock band with a pop twist, but look how they're dressing, you know? They kind of, like, got this cool look to them right now. And let's go ahead and make this side a little bit brighter over here. I'll do exposure. Yeah, I'll do exposure. We'll add a little bit of clarity to it to make it so you can, it's a little more defined. We'll up the contrast. We'll bring this up here, bring this down here, bring this up right here, and wow, I like that. The whites are a little bit too bright, so we're going to bring it down so we get some more detail in his face here. And I don't care that it's out of focus. I still think it looks cool. Kind of looks classic feeling to me. I don't want it too bright. I still want some mystery there. I still want some shadows. So that's the before, that's the after. Let's see, we can mess around with that. Remember, it still uses color, so we can mess around with these two. Yes, I like that. I like how it's really bright here and really bright here. It kind of splits the photo for me, but I vibe it. I like it. We're keeping it. All right, next photo. Well, this one's dark, but there's some information here. Thank God. Always shooting raw. If you're not shooting a raw, there's really no argument. You are just doing it wrong. That's all there is to it. Just shooting raw. All right? I'm going to bring that down up there because it's a little bit too bright. Is it too blue? Should we make it more yellow? We can make it a little more yellow. And then we'll bring this down a little bit too. Not that much. Oh my goodness gracious. Golly gee. Just a tiny bit. There we go. Put them. We got it. We got it. Perfect. And like I said, we're making it cinematic looking again. And this is most of the shots I shot with a telephoto, like the 105 lens. This one was with I think it was with a 14 or a 20. And the reason I shot most of them with that is because the band requested that I shoot that because their photographer shoots wider. So my job was to shoot more zoomed in. But I just could not resist shooting a wide shot with this nice big venue. We're going to get rid of this color up here because it is ugly and we don't need it. So just paint over it and then we'll really reduce the saturation a lot. Almost all the way. And then that should fix it. Yeah, you don't even notice them anymore, which is, we want them there, but we don't want them noticed. That's right. All right, now let's mess with the color. Ooh, it's kind of similar to this other shot, right, where it's got these blues, but we can make it a little more yellow. And it cancels some of those blues, but it still has the same effect. And maybe we'll come down here and we'll mess with the luminance of the blues a little bit to bring them out. And then we'll take the saturation and we'll bring them up as well so it still pops. And then watch, we'll take these blacks and that should make them pop a little bit more. Yeah, let's see. Before, after. Yeah, I like this. This is right where I want it to be. Can always mess with the hue of the blue too. Let's see. Purple. You know, what color you want it to be. Can change his colors to anything. We give him a purple suit. Call it a day. So you can always do this in an image if the only thing you're affecting is it. So because there's not, I don't know if you can see the range on here with the hotkey. Because there's not anything else with those colors, when we switch it, you don't notice because it's just changing the suit. So it's kind of fun. But yeah, I think this is right where we want this image. And cool. All right, last image. I know this one's not the greatest, but I like it, so I'm using it. I'm just going to make it black and white. Can't really do too much with it. This is like one where somebody might take the clarity up too high, and when you do that, you see all these parts of his face that aren't supposed to be super sharp, and it just kind of gives a bad, like this looks bad to me, actively bad, because you can tell somebody edited it. We don't want that. Sometimes we'll even bring it down if you want to make it softer, but this is what I'm looking for, just this nice black and white conversion. Cool. Well, in conclusion, we did 8 images. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And obviously I did the image selection. I did the image selection before this on my own. Yeah, we got sirens. I live next to a fire station. I did the image selection on my own, which is a very important process. So I did that. I took a total of 1,142 images that day, and these are the 8 that I liked the most, / that I wanted to show how they were edited. That's about how long I spend on each image. I have practiced these a little bit. It usually takes me a little longer to kind of play around with it and figure out what I like. But I just wanted to give you an example, an idea, a point to kind of compare yourself to, figure out where you're at, because I think that comparing is good. It's a good thing. It's what you do with those comparisons that are important. So you don't judge yourself on where you're at because you compare yourself to other people, but use it as a way to be like, oh, I can get there, or I can go there, or this is what other people are doing. Use that information. It's useful. That's how we all learn. So I hope this helped you. If you have any questions, leave a comment. I'm here to help. I'm here to help you learn, and keep crushing it. We're all rooting for you. All right, peace.